Alright, today we're going to talk about order of operations. Let's just go ahead and get started. So as always, order of operations, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's our acronym for how we remember it. So P stands for parentheses, E exponents, M multiplication, D division, A addition, S subtraction. So remember our special rule for multiplication division. If a problem has both multiply and divide on the same line, then we do them in order from left to right. And same thing for addition and subtraction. If a problem has both addition and subtraction, then we do them in order from left to right. Alright, so these two problems are almost identical, but let's go ahead and solve them and see what the difference is. So as always, we look for parentheses first. So over here, I got 3 plus 4 in parentheses. So we write down what we do, and then we copy everything else. So I did the set 3 plus 4, which was 7, and then just brought the times and then the 5. So now we got 7 times 5, 35. Over here in the parentheses I have the 20. I'm going to copy down what I didn't use. Now I have 3 plus 20, 23. So as you notice, these had the same exact numbers in them, but I got two different answers because we need to follow the order of operations because those parentheses were in different spots. So that's why it's important. Now, new thing to order of operations this year is we know that P stands for parentheses in our acronym, but also P can stand for a grouping symbol. So we have other grouping symbols. So we have something called a bracket, which looks kind of like a square parenthesis. We have braces, look like those squiggly parentheses, absolute values, division bars, and square roots. So these are all things that we might see in an order of operation problem that we need to know that if we see it, we're going to treat it just like a parenthesis, and we need to do what's inside of it first. Alright, so since these problems do not have any parentheses, we're going to go ahead and move to exponents as the next thing. So in this one, we have 3 squared. So 3 squared is 9. Copy down everything you didn't use. So now I got multiply and subtraction. Multiply comes before subtraction. So that's going to be 45 minus 2. 45 minus 2 is 43. Over here, exponent first. So 5 squared is 25. Copy down what you didn't use. Now I got multiply and subtraction. Again, multiplication comes before subtraction. So 3 times 25 is 75. I'm going to go minus 2 is 73. Alright, so if you don't have any parentheses or exponents, we're going to start with multiplication. So over here, I have a plus and a times, so I'm going to start with the times. So this is going to be a 28. So then I'm just going to write down what I didn't use. So 3 plus 28 is 31. I have a division, so this is going to be a 25 plus 5, which is a 30. And over here, 3 times 2 is 6, so 12 minus 6 plus 4. Now, in our order of operations, we said our special rule is if you have addition or subtraction on the same line, you do it in order from left to right. Even though we say A for AND or addition in our acronym, we don't necessarily do that before subtraction because remember, if it's on the same line, we're going to do it left to right. So since these are on the same line from left to right, we're going to go 12 minus 6 first, which is 6. So 6 plus 4 is 10. Okay, because if I would have done addition first, 6 plus 4 is 10, then I would have gotten 12 minus 10, which is 2, so I wouldn't have gotten the same exact answer. So again, special rule, if addition and subtraction are on the same line, we're just going to do it from left to right. Alright, now same thing. If you have division and multiplication on the same line, you're just going to do it from left to right. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. And then you bring down what you didn't use. 4 times 4 is 16. Over here, we're going to do this multiplication first. So we have 20 times 5, which is 100. 100 divided by 4 is 25. So again, notice those are the same numbers. You have your multiplication and division flipped around. So we got to make sure that we do the correct order of operations or we're not going to get the right answer. Alright, now, if you don't see any parentheses, exponents, multiply, or divide, then we're going to start with either addition or subtraction. So special rule for those, again, you just do it left to right. So 16 minus 12 is 4. So write down what you didn't use. 4 plus 5 is 9. And then 9 minus 3 is 6. And then over here, I'm going to go 6 plus 10 is 16. Write down what you didn't use. 16 minus 5 is 11. You got 11 minus 3, which is 8. Alright, you go ahead and try these and come on back when you're ready to go. Alright, so we're going to do 2 times 5 first, so that's 10. And then write down what I didn't use. I'm going to go 6 plus 10 is 16. I'm going to get 16 minus 3, which is 13. Over here I'm going to do the division first, so 4 minus 1 plus 10. Then I'm going to go 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 plus 10 is 13. Alright, same thing, go ahead and try these, come back when you're ready. Alright, 24 minus 10, which that's going to give me 14. Down here I'm getting 19 plus 12, which is going to be a 31. This is going to be a 6 minus 2, which is 4. Over here, 20 minus 2, which is 18. Alright, we're going to go ahead and solve these first, and then we can drag one of these guys down or up here to make sure that it's there and we got it correct. Alright, so first thing you're going to do here is 5 times 2, which is 10. So now I got 3 plus 10 is 13. So we got that right there. So we can bring this 13 on up if it wants to come with. Alright, over here I'm going to do division first. So I'm going to get 12 minus 2, which is 10. So it's actually supposed to be a 0 with that, so we're just going to draw one in there. Alright, and then over here we're going to do this multiplication, so this is going to be a 42 plus 3 times 2. I got to do this multiplication now, so 42 plus 6. So 42 plus 6 is 48. Alright. Same thing over here. Go ahead and pause, come back when you're ready. So 28 divided by 4 is 7. 7 plus 3 times 3. You're going to do multiplication. 7 plus 9. 7 plus 9 is 16. Alright, now over here, we have some parentheses, so we're going to do that first. Oops. Let's get rid of that. Alright, you got a times, a minus, and a divide. So I'm going to do this times first. So I got 20 minus 12 divided by 4. Now I got a subtraction and a division. So we're going to do the division. 20 minus 3. So 20 minus 3 is 17. So there you go. Alright, now we're going to try a little something a little different here. And I want you to see if you can place these grouping symbols around somewhere in here to figure out a way to get 12, 3, 4 and use a parenthesis and a minus and a times to get the answer of 36. So go ahead and pause, play around with it, see if you can figure it out. Alright, let's take a look and see if you got it. Alright, so first things first, we're going to put our parentheses around this 12 and the 3. And I'm going to put this minus in here. And I'm going to put this multiplication over here. And let's check it out and see if that worked. So parentheses first, so 12 minus 3 is 9. Now I'm going to put 9 times 4, so that is 36. So we got the right answer there. Alright, let's try again. See if you can get this one. Go ahead and pause and come back when you're ready. See if you got it right. Let's check it out and see if you got it. So I'm going to put my parenthesis around the 7. And I'm going to end it after this 1. And I'm going to add all that stuff up. And then when I get the answer to that, I'm going to subtract it from 14. So let's take a look. So that's going to be 14 minus 7 plus 5 is 12, plus 1 equals 1. 14 minus, and then still in here we have a 13 equals 1. 14 minus 13 is 1. So we indeed got that correct. Alright, so go ahead and try this, and then we'll see if we got it. So this would be 3 plus 20, so that would be 23. Right here. Go ahead and pause, come back, and see if that's true or false. So that's 4 plus 6, which is 10, so that means this is true. Same thing, pause and come back. Alright, so 5 plus 16 divided by 2. So do the division, 5 plus 8, so that's 13. Alright, true or false? Pause it, then come back. Alright, so this would be 18 plus 2 squared divided by 2. We want to know if that equals 20. So this would be 18 plus 4 divided by 2, which makes this 18 plus 2, and that is 20. So that is correct, so then we know that that's true. Alright, and then it says, which expression fits the story? So it says Max and his friends, and his friend Mark, each had 8 erasers. So each one of them had 8. They bought 4 more. So if each one of them had 8, that means Max has 8, and then Mark has 8, and then they bought 4 more. So if you wanted to figure out, you can just add all these together, and you know you're going to have an answer of 20. Because 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 4 is 20. Now, if you didn't know how to figure this out, you could just know that they have 20, solve these, and figure out which one worked. So this would be 16 plus 4, well that's 20. Over here would be 2 times 12, which is 24. So it would have to be this one. Now the reason that is because we know that Max and Mark, so 2 people, have 8 erasers, so that's why we go 2 times 8 first, and then together they bought 4 more. So that's what that is, 2 times 8 in parentheses plus 4. Alright, so go ahead and give these a whirl. These are a little bit tougher. So this says 8 minus 1/3 times 10 plus 2 1/4. So again, go ahead and try that, see if we can get it. Alright, welcome back. Hopefully we figure that out. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to multiply. So that's going to be 8 minus, and you could have figured out that was 10 over 3, or otherwise known as 3 1/3, plus 2 1/4. Alright, this one you'd have to get a common, so you know that this is 0/3, which makes it 7 7 3/3 minus 3 1/3 plus 2 1/4. So take those away. 3/3 minus 1/3 is going to give me 2/3. 7 minus 3 is 4. So now I have 4 plus 2 1/4. You need to find a common denominator. So that's going to be a 12. So that would make this 4 8/12 plus 2 3/12, which would give me a grand total of 6 11/12. Alright, over here, remember, square root is a grouping symbol. So I'm going to go ahead and do everything on the top, and then everything on the bottom, and then I'm going to divide. So we're going 10 times 6 is 60. So now I have the square root of 4 plus 60 plus 3 over 8 times 3 minus 12 plus 10. Sorry, I think there was supposed to be a parenthesis around that, but let's go ahead and check and see. So this is square root of 64 plus 3 over something where I must have messed up. Square root of 64 is 8, so then I got 8 plus 3, so I can go ahead and just put an 11 on top. So let's see what this says right now, since there's no parenthesis around it because I didn't end it off. We're just going to do what it says. So 8 times 3 is 24, and then we go 24 minus 12, which is 12. 12 plus 10 is 22. So 11 divided by 22, and you reduce that, you would get a half. Alright, so now I have a bracket and a parenthesis. So I have to do what's in the bracket first, and then since what's in the bracket is a parenthesis, I'm going to do that first. So we got negative 5 plus 2 is going to give me bracket, parenthesis, a negative 3 squared plus 12, and then I want to square that whole thing. Alright, so now I got negative 3 squared. Remember, negative 3 squared just means it's negative 3 times negative 3. So that's going to give me a 9 plus 12. And then I want to square that. And then, so 9 plus 12 is 21. I want to square 21. So remember, that's just 21 times 21. So that's a 1, a 2, bring that down, 2 and a 4. So that'd be 441. Alright, let's go ahead and try some more. So again, go ahead and pause it and come on back when you're ready to check it. Alright, welcome back. Let's see how we did. So first thing you're going to do is your parentheses inside. Okay, finish off that bracket. So give me a 17. So 17 squared. So 49, carry the 4, 7. That's 119, 0, 7, 1. So that's a 189. So then I'm left with 3 times 189. So 189 times 3. So 27, 26, 5. So my answer here is 567. Alright, the absolute value sign. Remember, we have to do stuff inside the absolute value sign first. So then we're going to knock out this parenthesis. So that's going to be a 9 minus 3 plus 20 minus 25. So 9 minus absolute value of 3 plus a negative 5. And 9 minus absolute value of negative 2. Absolute value of negative 2 is 2. So this is just really saying 9 minus 2. So that is 7. Alright, and down here, everything on top first, then everything on bottom. So 3 squared minus 28 times 5 over 3 plus 2. So 3 squared is 9 minus 28 times 5 over 3 plus 2. We're going to do 28 times 5. So 5 times 8 is 40. Carry the 4. 2 times 5 is 10. So that's going to be 140. So 9 minus 140 over 3 plus 2. 9 minus 140 is negative 131 over 3 plus 2, which is negative 131 over 5. And then we're going to reduce this to, let's see how many times 5 can go into 131. So 2 times, that's going to be 6, with a remainder of 1. So that means I'm going to have negative 26 and 1/5. Alright, so that's order of operations. Hope you did well. As always, feel free to ask any questions anytime.